I realized, being in sales, it's a very individual contributor kind of a role.
Sure.
And so you have probably three or four people under you, but at the same time, I mean, it's all your sales quota that matters, and not much, that really, I mean, you don't really get to do anything bigger or better in terms of span of control and all of those, right?
Sure.
So in some of these conversations, I realized operations, delivery, these are the areas that I should get into, for which I realized that, I needed a management qualification. So I had to go and, educate again at probably 10 years into 8 or 9 years into your work life, with I mean, I was in Bombay. My son, the older one, was born, and he was a tot. He was like 3 year old. So I used to devote a lot of time, going to the weekend classes, study something else, and then, understand HR, finance. What is all that, to and the B schools teach you a lot of such things, right? So there, I realized that there are careers beyond, just what I was
Sure.
doing. So with that qualification behind me, I started applying,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then, there were three job offers which I was contemplating to take. One was, of course, a similar line of work, BFSI sales head, sales manager, or whatever, in NCR Corporation, which was also selling those large banking applications and solutions in those years in Bombay, in India. Then Oracle, offered me, I need to do probably software sales in a region called West, so that is the West region. So I don't have to move anywhere. So that was the second, offer I had. Uh, and then there was this company by name Edeco People One, okay, which offered me to build a IT recruitment and staffing vertical, right? So that was something, which I don't know anything about. I probably, know that there are recruiters, there are headhunters, who was I know of one person, who got me those Oracle and NCR Corporation offers letters to me, but
Sure.
really wanting to go do that myself, I was like surprised. So when I was not deciding on the Edeco, there was this, executive search. There was one executive who put me to his MD, who is Mr. Ajit Isaac. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
one of the quarterly reviews, we used to go to Bangalore for the sales reviews. So one Friday evening, I went and met this man, uh, and he was, telling me inspiring stories about what recruitment business is all about. And I said, I don't belong to this place. I'd rather want you to put me to, say, an IBM, or, say, a HP, into some sales role, but not, why are you considering me for this recruitment thing which I've never done in my life? So he said two things, which still I remember vividly, and which changed the course of my career as well. Uh, he said, funny, at this stage, when you did your education, continuing education from XLRI, that tells me that you're willing to learn newer things, and so you can definitely learn this, recruiting or staffing business. So it's not really
Mm-hmm.
difficult. Uh, he also said, imagine, you sell, say, 1,000 laptops in IBM in a year. That probably
Mm-hmm.
is your sales quota, or you overachieved that sales quota, whatever. And versus, you placed, say, five or six CFOs in different companies, and three
Mm-hmm.
of them have taken those companies to listing and IPO. Imagine the kind of wealth that gets created, and the per capita and the GDP that grows in the country.
Wow.
You're changing things. That's the reason why you should be here. So that really set me a purpose and, confidence, that, he wanted to trust and believe in my learning abilities and all of that. So that's, I think, one thing which stayed, and probably, pushed me into changing that career, Gopal, at that point of time. But it really worked. I think, we did a lot of good things.